To remain means to continue to exist after one other similar or related people or things have ceased to exist. My. I'm going to say it again. I don't think y'all got that. Continue to exist, especially after other similar or related people or things have ceased to exist. We talk about that fire. We talk about the weeping and the gnashing of teeth. We talked about walking out your own soul salvation in fear and trembling. But when the time comes, will your fruit remain? Everything that you're striving to do, everything that you're here to do, everything that you're learning, all the teachings that Rabbi has put out is geared toward getting you prepared to hear him say, "Well done, my good and trustworthy servant," right? But unfortunately, a lot of us get lost and we quit in the pruning process. We haven't completed the process. We talk about trust the process because we need you to stay in the process so you can get to the desired end. A lot of us are afraid of the process because we get to the pruning part. Rabbi explained, I told you he was all in this message. He was explaining how we label things in his own meeting. Tests and trials and tribulation, all those things we put labels on. But just understand that you have a goal that you're trying to get to, and that's the image of Yeshua, to be like him, and you got to go through some stuff to get there. We don't need to label it to call it anything. We got to go through something to get the reward. And a lot of us quit when we're cut back. He who stays in me and I in him, he bears much fruit, because without me you are able to do nothing. That's why you fail when you're disconnected. When you're disconnected from the source, that's why you feel like giving up, and you feel like that Yah has cursed you, and you feel like he doesn't like you no more, and you feel like all crap is all things are breaking loose in your life, and you don't understand what he's doing or where he's going because you got so used of how he relates to you when you can't hear him, when you can't see him, when you can't smell him. Sometimes we give up and we quit because we think he's not with us. But he says, if you stay connected to me, if you connected to me, I'm in you, and you're in me. Without that, you can do nothing. I need you to stay connected from the beginning. I need you to stay in me when trials and hard times come. Don't leave me. Stay connected to me. Keep holding on. There's a point and a purpose to the process because I need you to fulfill the next part. I need you to grow more. You can't grow more unless I cut you back. But whatever I give you, understand that that thing I gave you, that increase that I gave you shall remain. I can't get no more excited about that. I'm his friend if I stay connected. I get what my daddy has, what my big brother has, if I stay connected. I get all the rights and all the rights and the privileges of staying connected if I do what he says do, if I obey his commands and do what he says do. What are the fruits he wants you to produce in your life? Because it's not things outside of you, they're things inside of you that he put inside of you, skills and abilities that he's trying to develop, because the end is not the end. Well, what are you saying, Elder? I'm saying the end that you think is not the end. Because once you make it through all this and you got fruit that remain and that fruit makes it on the other side, then there's a whole millennium. There's work to do. He's preparing you for work. He's sending you through test and trial because there's more work to do. Don't think you're going to sit up on the cloud and play a harp like Messianic said last week. There's work to do. And if you quit now, he already sees what kind of nonsense he's going to have to deal with. Well, he won't, because you won't be there. You're going to be disconnected. You're going to be cut up. You're going to be thrown in the fire. You're going to be burned. It's going to be the end of it. Some of you got fruit that's been remaining for a very long time. And it stinks. It's rotten. It's black and it's molded and you got worms in it. And you got a whole bag of it. You got a bag of fruit, baby. You got a bag of fruit. And when you come into council, you're dragging that little bag with you when you come in the council. You're just grabbing that, you're just dragging that little bag, and it's leaking and juice all, it just drag. Yeah, I want you to get that visual. Yeah, it's just. And we're looking at you like, what do you have in the bag? This is the fruit. It's the fruit. I produce. Okay, so did you recycle? Do you compost? It's leaking and stinking, and you dragging that. That's something you're supposed to left at the mikvah. He chose you, and he appointed you to go and bear fruit. I think, from what I've seen, a lot of people are missing the point in that area because they don't believe that he actually called them, that he actually chose them. They believe that he called and chose people, but a lot of people struggle with the idea that he chose them. And the reason why they struggle with it because they can't accept them. They can't love themselves. They can't understand why somebody would love them. They don't think they deserve it, but he appointed you. He called you. He chose you where you were, knowing that from where you were to where he is, you could make it. Rabbi says it all the time. But I think we sleep on it because we don't believe it's us. We can believe it for everybody else, but we can't believe it for ourselves. Don't ever doubt yourself that you're not going to make it. Because the day you stop believing that you can make it will be the day you give up. I don't want you to stop because there are things going on in your life. Ain't nobody perfect. I want you to keep pushing and pressing and trying. That's why you come every week to get a reminder. Not only that, but because he commands us to do it. To get together, remind one another, to spur to your remembrance the fact that you can make it. You're the one. Look at your neighbor, side to side. You're the one that made it. 1.2 billion didn't, but you made it. You should be happy about it. And if you're sad, you better believe it. It's probably why you're sad, because you didn't think you were chosen. He didn't choose you. He didn't anoint you. He didn't appoint you. So I'm just going to sit here and poke my lip out and have an attitude. Blessed is the man who trusts in Yahweh. That's our effort. Blessed is the man who trusts is Yahweh. That's a whole nother level. I don't just trust in you. You are my trust. I don't just worship and praise. I am worship and praise. Because I'm staying in him. I'm staying connected. I'm producing, getting cut back, produce more. Getting cut back, produce more. Getting cut back, produce more. I'm just so in the rhythm of it, I don't even complain or cry. I'm just smile. I say, okay, this just must be another cutback, and I'm going to grow some more. I'm going to get cut back, and I'm going to grow some more. I'm going to get cut down, and I'm going to grow tall. I'm going to get sit back, and I'm going to go further. I'm going to get, and on and on and on. I'm about to get excited. I had to. You got a long list of things to work on. I don't know why you think you've arrived somewhere. You may have arrived in one area. I see a lot of areas I've arrived in, but I also see a lot of areas that I need to do work in. Because ain't none of us arrived. I don't care what anybody tell you. Ain't nobody arrived. If they did, they wouldn't be here. So that means we all got some work to do. We all got some evaluating to do. We all got some soul searching, they used to say, to do. Take an inventory of your life, seeing if you have anything that would remain. And if you don't, you can learn how to start getting this stuff. Start piling it up in your spiritual bank account. Because that's the only thing that's going to last in the end. It's those things that are good. His definition of the fruits